What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Gold Gal Getaways podcast. This week is pretty big, but as always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Matt. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Josh? Nice shirt.
No, you also have a nice shirt on, sir. I like that.
Twins.
Looks good. Looks good. I think everybody watching may also see that Taylor is also here this week.
I am.
Joining us for a pretty big episode. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about some really great stuff. And, of course, we've got some other people on, but I don't have the script in front of me, which is never very good. But if you guys don't know who Gold Gal Getaways is or what we do or who we are a full-service travel agency helping you plan your next destination vacation. Whether you have big kids, small kids, or no kids at all, we can help you plan your next vacation. And super exciting. Again, I know I'm pretty excited for tonight. It's going to be good. Normally we would go through a bunch of different things, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to bring everybody on right now. Joining us tonight is Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hi, guys.
Adam.
And our very, very special guest tonight, coming from Royal Caribbean, is Laurie. How are you?
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to have you here to discuss a little bit about Royal Caribbean. We're going to be talking specifically about Alaska and Barbados and then some other things as well. And I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Laura, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Just maybe a little bit of the background?
Absolutely. I would love to. First of all, thank you all for letting me be here tonight. And for your listeners, I can't wait to talk with you and share all that I can, all that they'll let me about Royal Caribbean. But I love the cruise industry. I started cruising many years ago, and I've been in this crazy business. I shouldn't tell you all how many years, because then you're going to be afraid. 28 years and counting. And I love it. I love cruising. I love everything that represents. I like the style of vacation. And I really believe in Royal Caribbean. Just before we came live, I was saying, I just think Royal Caribbean is a company that is so focused on excitement, cruising in a unique way, being the first at sea and only on Royal Caribbean kind of things to offer, great destinations. And of course, I might be biased, but it's not just my opinion. We do have the biggest and best ships in the business to boot. So it's really a great company. It's a great time in the industry as we're starting to come back to service. And we just can't wait to welcome you back on board. We really can't.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Can't wait to be back on board.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Tomorrow, please.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Okay, so obviously for this week's topic, we're talking about Royal Caribbean. If you are new and haven't really been watching, or you have been around, you may know that we have Laurie on because we are doing a very special group cruise. It was supposed to be this year. It's supposed to be this summer. And obviously we had to postpone that till next year, but we are super excited. We are doing our Alaskan group cruise. There are still plenty of spots available if you would like to come along and join us. You can send an email to events@goldgalgetaways.com, and it is up on the screen right now in case you need help. Sometimes I need help because I misspelled it once by mistake. And it's up there. This is I didn't want to put that up there. I'm all flustered. I'm so nervous for today.
Hey, that's what happens, Josh. When you take a week off.
I know, right?
So I have the itinerary pulled up here. This is on Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas. It's going to Alaska. It's 7 nights. It's out of Seattle, Washington. It's from July 15th to July 22nd of 2022. There are some amazing stops. I'm really excited for pretty much everything. We were actually just looking at some video clips a few minutes ago, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to be booking some excursions because I'm really excited about it. So we're actually going to be going to Skagway. Actually, I don't even know how to pronounce some of these places. We're going to be seeing some glaciers. We'll go to Juneau, Alaska, Victoria, British Columbia, and then it ends back in Seattle. So that is one nice thing. Sometimes cruises will start and stop in different places, but this one goes right in from Seattle back to Seattle, which is perfect.
Yeah. And then the other thing that we kind of hinted at, or we kind of maybe started promoting a little bit 2 weeks ago on our last podcast, was what Matt has termed as Barbados with the boys. How about it? You want to talk about it?
But I'm going to be there now too.
You want to talk about it, Matt?
The girls are crashing.
Barbados with the boys.
We are.
With Taylor and Marianne. So Barbados, December 12th. We're going to be leaving 7 nights, Southern Caribbean island hop with stops in Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent, hopefully, Dominica, and St. Lucia. We want everybody to come along. We want this to be a big December party. Prices right now are crazy low. Come join us. Subject title, Barbados with the boys. And Taylor. Don't
forget that.
Plus Taylor.
So, I guess Matt will cast judgment on me if I don't share a video. So obviously, this is something that we share every single week. We've got just a little short clip. This is our last kind of group that we had 2 years ago now, which was a blast. And probably one of our favorite nights was the first night right here. This is Silent Disco. And it's a really fun time. And you're about to see yours truly. There I am, just rocking
it's
it.
Okay, you can laugh. We all do it every week.
This is great.
It's so much fun. If you guys have never done a cruise before, Royal Caribbean is one of the best cruise lines to really get started with. And
Taylor, one of the best. What do you mean one of the best? We are the best.
You are the best. You are the best. I'm sorry. Yes.
Come on.
I don't want to be. Yeah. I mean, it is. No, seriously. We just give some people some background information. We have done plenty of other cruises on some other ships, and we really had some skepticism when it came to jumping over to Royal Caribbean, because first time that we've ever done it, we just weren't sure. It was kind of going outside of our bubble. And if you can't tell what our bubble is, you might be able to see some of the background. That was kind of our bubble. And when we toured Harmony, Symphony, right?
Harmony.
Harmony. And when we toured that, and then we actually took the cruise last year, I mean, it was just unbelievable. And I even said, like, we were on the ship and we're sailing, and I'm like, I don't think we're ever going to go back. We might only just do Royal Caribbean. So it is absolutely phenomenal. There is so much to do. It is a great time, from shows to activities to just hanging out with friends. And that's what the group cruises are all about. So making some new friends and having a lot of fun.
I remember when I recommended Royal, you guys, it was hard getting you wanting to do it. And I remember
it was really me that was hard to talk into it, but now I'm trying to talk everybody else into it.
I remember speaking to you after your ship inspection, and I was so happy that you guys loved it, because I knew that was the first ship the first cruise I ever went on was with Royal, and that's my favorite.
Well, you know, what you all are sharing is really, really cool, because cruising is amazing, right? It honestly, cruising as a way to vacation is so awesome. But every cruise line has a different personality, and it doesn't mean one is bad and one is good. I know I was saying I'm the best, and not me, but my cruise line. But and I am biased. I own that. But I've also, you all heard, I've been around a little while, and I've tried a lot of cruise lines, and I love. There's something about Royal Caribbean and who we are, with the energy and excitement that's in our DNA and our ships that we build. We don't just say, we have this beautiful new ship and we put it out, because everybody can build beautiful new ships, and they do. Yeah. But Royal always looks at, how can we do something different? How can we change up the way we've done things? How can we have a fresh mindset and do something different and do something that no one has ever done at sea? And the result of that innovation is our beautiful new ships. But what I also love is Royal Caribbean does this amazing job of taking the existing fleet, even the ships that have been sailing for a while. And then we had a program, and we still have it, but it's pretty much at the moment paused, like our cruising, and it's called Royal Amplified. And so even the existing fleet of ships feel brand new. We've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on even those ships to make them in some cases have features that even our brand new ships don't have, because we're really outdoing ourselves all the time. And we have people that literally a team that sets out to dream about what do we think we could try to do on a ship, and then how do we make it happen. So I love that you all have kind of caught that and experienced that excitement, because it's sometimes hard to explain, but there is a feeling when you get on our ships and when you have the experience that I think really makes it absolutely special, absolutely amazing, and memorable like nothing else. So I love that you get it.
Yeah, they're incredible. The things that they do on a ship now, it's incredible. And the thing that's the most amazing is you don't even realize how big it is until you're standing in front of it, and the feeling like, wow. You know, when you hear people say, "Oh, I get seasick," I'm like, you just have no idea. It is a resort, a hotel on the sea. I mean, it is huge.
It's more than a resort.
It's like a mini city, really.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is. Well, we have the largest ships at sea, and we have 4 of them. They're our Oasis class. And what's cool about them is they are the largest. And people, when they first came out, people were really concerned about, we don't want to be on a ship that big. It's going to be too big. And we thought about that, of course, and we actually created 7 distinct neighborhoods within the ship, so that depending on what you like to do, we know Adam is fabulous and he's a chef and he cooks and things like that. So, he might be attracted to all the 27 plus restaurants you can try, or the wine tasting at Vintage's Wine Bar. For someone else, if it's sports and activity in the sports zone, you can have fun there. For me, I like to eat a lot, which is why I also love the gym and the spa. So for me, you're going to find me eating or sipping, or probably in the gym paying amends for all the fun I had and all the food I ate the day before. But there's something for everybody. If entertainment is your thing, we don't have little vignettes of Broadway shows. We have full Broadway productions, whether it's Grease or Mamma Mia or Hairspray. I mean, these are full Broadway shows, live orchestras, you name it, and even original productions. We've won Best Entertainment at Sea for years and years from Travel Weekly, which is really one of the most established industry award. They recognize the industry, and they're most recognized in the industry, I should say. So really, really exciting things happening on board the ships. Something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Grease whenever we were on our cruise back in January of last year, and it was awesome. Like, Josh isn't really into musicals or Broadway type shows, but he really enjoyed it too. So, I mean, at least that's what he told me. So
it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
I think I saw my first Elvis impersonator too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, a little personal trivia for you all. I got married by Elvis in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
I didn't know they had him on the ship. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like a whole performance in the main theater.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
When Adam and I went on we went on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise, they had every night something different, and everything was fantastic. I mean, Adam, what did they have? A magician. They had a hypnotist.
That's the thing that's nice about booking Royal and having people travel on these ships, is that if we had 100 people in a group, there were 100 different vacations going on at the same time. It's so diverse. There's so many. Like in the morning, I wake up very early in the morning, and I found a place I can have coffee that's open 24 hours. If I want to take a nap during the day and catch a later show, there's just something for everyone. I mean, we had people in our group from 25 to 65, and everybody found their own little niche on the ship because there's so much to do, and that makes it nice to book and makes it an easy sell for me as someone that people have choices, but if they're going to go to sea, why not have such a diversity of things to do? Your ships are, like I said, so large, and it's not the actual size, it's the variety of things you can offer someone when they're there, and that's just terrific.
But we
That's what
did
I like the
have
most
one
about
thing in
Royal.
common that we all loved:
What's that?
the Bionic Bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Loved the Bionic Bar.
That's true. We all like.
I was just looking
bar.
at pictures of that today, and that was so much fun. Like I I look forward to that daily when we were on the ship. So
We did.
Well, you know, there's going to be a bionic bar on the Ovation on your Alaska cruise.
oh,
So
that's where we will all be.
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to the North Star.
well, the North Star is amazing too. But so should we tell everybody what's so unique about the bionic bar, and then we can go back to the North Star?
Sure,
If you
sure.
don't know what the bionic bar is, you may not know what that means for all
Good
your
point.
listeners.
That's a good
Does anybody want to share, or shall I share?
Who would like to share? I guess so. Okay. Well, we got to make your own concoctions, or they have drinks already that you can pick from, but you can make, we were making our own things, naming them these crazy names. Then we got to watch this mechanical arm take all the ingredients and put it together. It was really fun. It was fun.
Yep. It's a completely robotic bar, and it has
crazy.
2 different robotic bartenders, and they actually, just what Pam described, you can order off a menu or you can create your own, and there's no human interaction, if you will, other than you placing the order on an iPad, and it's super cool. It's really, really fun. And I'm always astonished that they don't seem to mess up. They don't seem to spill. It's really, really so fun. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So fun to watch. And I love it. I love it.
It was very entertaining. It really was.
Yep. There were never, little trivia, there was never a bionic bartender like this, or a robotic bar. We had these commissioned, and they have since been not mass produced by any means, but you will see on occasion in certain places a robotic bar like this. But we were really the innovators of that. One of the many things, first at sea for sure, only on Royal Caribbean for sure. And even on land, it's very, very rare that you see these. So really, really interesting stuff. But Pam, you mentioned something else that we are going to see on the Alaska cruise, or in this case, view from, and it's our North Star. It's so cool. It is okay, this is a really weird way to describe it, but you're going to get it when I do. It's as if we built a crane with a long arm, put it on top of the ship, and at the end of the crane, put a round sphere that is 360-degree window. Like, oh, there you go. Oh, I love it. It's cool. And so there's 360-degree views, and it goes, that robotic arm, like a crane, goes 300 feet into the air. So you are high above wherever it is you are when you're in it. It's amazing. I believe it holds about 12 people. I know with COVID restrictions at the moment, there might be a slightly less persons allowed, but all that's changing all the time. We'll certainly have updates as we get closer. And by next summer, I would imagine we'll be back to full normal, at least I hope. And it's really amazing because the views are like none other. I have someone I know that got married in the North Star in Alaska.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger looking than it seems. That's amazing.
It is. It's good size, and it's really it's just something so unique. And I love the fact that it goes well above the ship and well above like just everything. The views that you get are absolutely phenomenal. And when you think about Alaska and the massive glaciers, and you all will actually see Endicott Glacier and Dawes Glacier. And I love the video you're showing because these glaciers, they're massive. And look at this, to be in the North Star like that, absolutely phenomenal. So much to see and do, and to get that kind of view, it's like no other cruise line can offer. So absolutely breathtaking. The whales. And if you all can, I think before we came on, somebody was mentioning, wow, we might have to consider some shore excursions. I'm going to tell you something. Alaska, there's a few things you should never miss when you go to Alaska. I actually think whale watching, and you can really do that right from the ship. But if there's certain excursions, you're always going to be looking for whales because wherever you are in Alaska, you're traditionally going to have a possibility of seeing them. And I love that. But I also think the dog sledding experience. Dog sledding is absolutely phenomenal. That's something that shouldn't be missed. And on the whales, I'll tell you what, there's a really cool excursion in Juneau, and it's to the Taku Glacier Lodge. And you can usually take a boat, and that's where you a lot of the time will have a high propensity to see those whales. Dog sledding can be done from Juneau. The whale watching, as I mentioned, flight seeing, of course, any of the places, if you can get up, whether it's an airplane or a helicopter, getting up and seeing things from high above is a great way to go. There's so many cool things to see in Alaska. The wildlife there, the bears, the moose, the eagles. You got to watch for the eagles, the caribou. And the other thing is, I love to eat. You're going to hear me talk about food a lot over the next, few minutes. But if you don't love salmon, just at least try it in Alaska, because salmon in Alaska, the way it tastes and how fresh it is, there's just no salmon to me. Even if you get it like freshly flown from Alaska, it's not the same as what you have when you're actually there. And just really, really spectacular opportunities to see a part of the world that it's so untouched. It's so pristine. There's so many wide open spaces. I just, every time I've been to Alaska numerous times, and I will tell you, every time I'm blown away. Every time I see something a little bit different, even if I've gone to the same exact place, I get like a different view or a different experience, and it's really awe-inspiring. So if you all, for your listeners, if you all have ever thought of going, you got to go. You're going to be on really a world-class ship that is really built perfectly for the Alaska experience. And I'll go back to that in a minute with some of the ship features. Oh, there's some of the dogs on the dog sledding experiences, and they're so cool. But Alaska is one of those places that you can't imagine how amazing and beautiful it is until you try it. And no matter how many pictures you see or how many videos you watch, being there to see it yourself, it is like something that is truly unique and really, really special. And this is the perfect time to be booking, because since nobody got to go to Alaska last summer, and now it looks like this summer, we're still hopeful that we'll get a little bit of time in, but right now we don't know. But what we do know is we'll be back next summer. This is the time to get booked, and you've got great people to travel with. So, an escorted group is the way to go. And on Royal, on the Ovation is awesome. I was going to mention the ship again. There's a lounge in the back of the ship, and I don't know if we have a picture of this, you guys. I think we may, but that's actually not Ovation. But the back of the ship has this floor-to-ceiling, 2.5-story high windows that are 3 of the 4 sides. And so when you picture cruising in Alaska in the Inside Passage, there we go. It's so beautiful, the views you can see from this lounge. And it's called the 270 Lounge because it's got 270 degrees view out of 360 degrees view, which would be all the way around. And see, I can actually do math. And it's pretty amazing between the shows, the ship, the food, the experience. One of the indoor spaces is the Seaplex. And this is a cool space that I love the solarium as well. And Seaplex is super cool because it's this activity area that's 2 stories tall. It's got bumper cars, trapeze school or circus school, roller skating, basketball, all these indoor things you can do. And for those of you who have never been to Alaska, the weather can be really amazing one minute, a little bit dreary the next. It can be cold one day where you need to, I always say, dress like an onion and be ready to peel. You can layer up because it's cold. But by the afternoon, it might be sunny and warm, and you have to take those like an onion. You peel the onion, you peel off the layers. But what I love about the Seaplex is the indoor space, because it really creates a space where you can enjoy no matter what the weather is outside. So it's a great ship for Alaska. But that was an insider tip in case you weren't carefully listening. I jump around a lot. I'm a little ADD. And dressing like an onion and be ready to peel. Bring layers for Alaska. Bring your gloves, bring your hats, bring your earmuffs if your ears get cold, because you may not need them, but you'll always want to have them. And I always pack by the rule that if I have it, I probably won't need it. Right?
Right.
Yes.
So a good tip. And the gloves if your hands get cold, because it gets chilly in some glaciers.
Well, being from Florida, we'll probably really feel cold, even when it's not that cold.
That's for sure.
I like it to be warm for sure. So, It's awesome. You guys are going to have such a great trip next summer. And you guys are going in July 15th, right in the middle of the season. And sometimes people ask, when is the best time to go to Alaska? And the best time to go is whenever you can go and whenever you can book and whenever you can find the right time in your schedule, because there's always high points for any time through the season. I think the highest point would be going with you all on July 15th on the Ovation. But let's say that your listeners can't go on that date. As you all know, and we want to make sure they know, you all can book them anytime, right? The season starts in May, it ends in September. So whether you can go on July 15th, which is cool, or whether you can go at a different time and you need the help, this is your expert team right here to get you on a ship, get you on the right date, and they will be able to share with you what the high points are for the season. Because in May, all the animals are coming out of hibernation, the whole state's waking up, and everything's kind of coming alive. And then summer is just summer. It can be warm and sunny and gorgeous. It may be rainy. I'm going to sneeze. Oh. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. This is real time, right? And
Real life.
We're live.
what I love about fall is the seasons are changing. The animals are getting really active again because they're eating extra food because they're fattening up for the in many cases for the hibernation they're going to go into. So to me, I've been throughout every month that Alaska sails. I think there is no perfect right or wrong time. It's when it's right for you. But I love the fact that you all can help them get there and pick that cruise, whether it's the one you all have or any other time.
That's right.
The other thing is Seattle. I don't know about y'all, but for anybody who's been to Seattle, I used to live there. I can speak with authority and tell you, amazing city, great for food, great for wine, great for live music, and just the museums, the culture. It is the coolest city. Stay downtown because we sail basically out of the downtown area, and it makes it convenient. And you can literally walk. It's a walking city if you're downtown. So whatever you want to do, you can walk once you're down there. And oh my gosh, whatever your interest is, Seattle has it. And it's just a really amazing city. And if the sun is out, they call it the Emerald City because everything's so green and the sun lights it up. But the sun isn't always out. So you have to be ready to be layered up there as well. But it's a great, great city. I love my time there. So do a prayer.
Well, Taylor and I were definitely planning on going there at least probably a day or so before. Is there anything like specific, Laurie, that you would recommend?
So I would do the Space Needle. It's a little touristy, but it's really cool because you get that panoramic view. Oh, I love your dog. The Space Needle is cool. They have the, I don't know, I forgot what they call it in Seattle because I moved right before they built it. But you know how the Ferris wheel, now every major city seems to have them on their waterfronts now. They have one, so you want to do that. The museums are really great downtown. There's a Chihuly glass museum right by the Space Needle. Great experience. Oh my God, you got to go to Pike Place Market, the original Starbucks, of course. You got to go to Pike Place Market. Again,
Gotta throw some fish.
Downtown. The first Starbucks is down there. You got to go to the fish market and watch them throw the fish. They will throw them at you, not to hurt you, but it's really cool. And it's just something great to see. But it's a crowd. It's crazy down there. But you'll see they have great tea. They have a Seattle Spice Market tea. You got to buy your tea bags down there. Let's see what else. The great restaurants, good shopping. I love to shop and eat as well. So shopping is one of my other favorites. So you'll find some good shopping downtown, but it's really just a city. I like to just walk, stop, eat, nosh. They have great local wines. They have Washington wines. If you're a Pinot drinker, they have great Pinot Noirs, Washington wines from Walla Walla. And if you're really going to be there for a couple days, it's actually not, it's like a 45-minute drive out of the city to go to the wine sort of area. Really fun to do that. So it's really just whatever your interests are. But I think downtown is the key. The museums that you can get to, and then eating your way through. Ooh, insider tip. Do the Pike Place Market food tour if you can.
What is it? The pie?
Pike Place Market, because there's tons of restaurants and food within it, but they have food tours, like a foodie tour. And I'm sure you all can get the scoop for your listeners, and if they want to join, if they want to come in early, it is so worth it. Even as a local, I absolutely loved that experience. So
well, museums and food tours are right up Adam's. Adam's probably excited.
Yeah, let's go tonight.
I know, right?
I'm ready to go now.
It sounds very exciting, and we definitely want to come in a few days early for sure.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So much. You guys are going to be exhausted. You have the best ship. You have a great itinerary. You have a great pre or post city. There is so much to get excited about for the Alaska trip. I love it.
Looking forward to it. Mm-hmm.
That's another
We're
good
super
thing. I
excited.
sleep so well on cruise ships. It's so great.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
You sleep
Yes.
so well.
The rock,
It's
the
the
slow
best
rocking. And we always
Yes.
get a balcony room. We always keep the window open, except we had a little visitor one time. A little visitor, a little homing.
We had
was
a
it
bird.
homing,
He was the whole time with us.
homing dove. Dove, is that what they're called? It was the
a
craziest
pigeon. Yeah,
thing.
it stayed with us the whole trip.
When we were in the Mediterranean, he just like hung out on our balcony, and we had the room open, the door open, and we wake up, he's on Adam's back.
I woke up. The bird was literally on my back. When
It
I
was
couldn't
so
believe it.
cool, though. Yeah.
That is nuts. I have never ever
Right?
heard that. I love it. Did you?
Oh yeah.
We had lots of pictures of our little friend that came to visit us.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
it. I love it.
Great.
That's super fun.
It was a trip.
Sure. It was.
Well,
Yeah.
so we're super excited for Alaska. Do we want to talk about Barbados a little bit? I know you sent us some great photos. I'm going to try and keep up with those as much as I can. But let's talk a little bit about the Barbados cruise, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't done a Southern Caribbean cruise yet.
Yeah.
Josh and I've done Eastern and Western. We've done Western twice, and we did a Bahamian once, but we haven't gone far enough south yet. So we're really excited to go a little further.
It is so awesome. You guys, this itinerary, the ship I love because it's a little bit more of a small ship. You know, we were just talking about earlier in the conversation. Yeah, there we go. It's one of our more intimate ships. And I love it because when you're doing a cruise like this, the intimacy, it still has great dining, great venues. It still has the gym. It still has all the things you want, but it's got a little bit more of an intimate feel. And I love the fact that you're on this ship and it's like an island hopping experience because it's really port intensive. You know, you're going to be in Trinidad, Port of Spain. You're going to be in Tobago. You're going to be in St. Vincent. You're going to be in St. George's. It's like Grenada. There's so many great ports to call. So many fun things to do. And late night stops. It's just really a great itinerary. And it's great for water activities. There's wonderful waterfalls. St. Vincent is rustic. I hope, you guys have probably heard there's things happening at St. Vincent right now, but let's hope things calm down quickly there. But it's such an untouched island anyway. Grenada is spices. It's known for its spices. So Adam, I don't know if you're going, but if you're not, you got to get on. Oh, you're going. Adam, you're going, right?
No, I think he's
let's see if
frozen.
Adam's, I don't know.
You
Adam
guys
might be
should
frozen.
go.
Let me take
He's gone.
Oh, we brought him back. But Pam, you guys are going, right, Pam?
No, we weren't planning on going on this one.
Oh.
It'd be a great idea.
Maybe we should.
You should.
Listen, we're going to keep talking about it, and then they're going to be like, oh,
I still
let's
have
just go.
a trip that I have, I have the FCC for, so I could.
See, there you go.
Mhm.
There
I
you go.
haven't picked
Now,
anything yet.
Taylor they didn't tell you all, but Taylor's going as the chaperone.
Yeah.
Barbados, right? Because they're going to need a
Essentially.
chaperone. Because
I don't know that Taylor could be the chaperone, to be honest
I'll
with you.
probably need the chaperoning.
well, whatever works.
Yeah,
It's
really.
But
Yeah.
there's great spices. There's so many fun things to do. There's just so many. I love this because it's very port intensive. St. Vincent has just really nature hikes and lots of trails. It's very untouched. Hopefully it's not too touched by, the volcanoes erupting, but it's going to be fine. And there's obviously quite a bit of time to settle, but it's such a beautiful place. And then Grenada is just so beautiful. Again, trekking, there's bamboo trails and the bamboo falls. There's beach escapes and the spices. They're known for their spices there. Really, really cool. And then I love Scarborough Tobago. It's a really exciting port. And what I love about it is there's this nylon pool and Buku Reef, and it's really supposed to have healing qualities and very shallow and beautiful, beautiful things to watch and see there. And it's really, what I love about it is these islands aren't as commonly visited by cruise ships because it is so far south. So you get a much more, I call it like an authentic experience, and a much more kind of less crowded, less touristy, and really just a true island experience. And the food, one of my favorite things to do when I travel, and it might be an influence of my husband, is we like to go to the sort of the restaurants and the places that are off the beaten track and go where the locals go and find out, just kind of wander a bit after a great excursion. Or for us, we like to scuba dive. And by the way, if you have any divers or snorkelers, this itinerary, off the charts. It's absolutely probably one of the best itineraries for that kind of experience. And, you really want to spend your time in the water and on the beaches with this itinerary. And then, like I said, after you've built up a hunger, we like to wander off the beaten track and find really, really great food. So just really exciting there.
I'm not scuba certified or anything like that, but I do love snorkeling. And this is definitely something that I'm probably going to try and take advantage of while we're there, is trying to hit up some of these, more local reefs closer to the islands, because it's exciting and it's something different, so
it is. And they're so untouched, and they provide this experience that you just don't get anywhere else. And it really, it kind of steals your heart. And it's one of those things, I call it a teaser sometimes, because what I love to do is go to these more exotic ports on these deeper Southern Caribbean itineraries. And then it makes me want to go back and spend even more time down the road. And, my husband always wants to stay longer and do more diving. I'm like, oh no, because I like the luxuries of having these great days with great excursions and great fun. But then I love the fact that you come back to the ship. You have the comforts of the ship, the great entertainment built in, all the lounges, all the bars, all the nightlife experiences. So to me, you kind of get the best of all worlds, and it's just so easy. Because when you're on a ship cruising, you just don't have to think about a lot of things, and you don't have to make a lot of plans unless you want to. And I like that kind of travel because my life is so crazy and busy and scheduled that to me, a cruise makes it relaxing and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you see
go ahead, Pam.
I was just I also love the fact that you get to see a lot of different places in a short time. And if, let's say, you don't like one of the places, it's okay, because the next day you're in a new port. And
if you don't like it, just go get back on the ship.
or stay on the ship, which I've done plenty of times as well. I mean, it's just a lot of fun.
And something else that I'll add for this itinerary specifically, because it is so port intensive, this is actually a really great cruise for couples who are polar opposites. In some cases, this would be the perfect cruise for Taylor and I, because I'm somebody who loves to get out and try to explore, and Taylor would love to just hang out on the ship and relax and not really have to go anywhere. And the nice thing about that is that as you come into port, a lot of those people are probably going to get off. So it leaves you to have a lot of the amenities on board to yourself while everybody else is off and exploring. So that's something to think about. If as long as you're okay with separating, right? Some people aren't very good at separating.
Josh's brother is coming with me, so
but
I won't be alone.
Yeah, I mean, but it's something to think about too. You don't have to be somebody that loves or has to go explore. It's a time to just, like you said, I mean, cruises are literally the most relaxing vacation that could possibly be, Yep. I mean, I love going out to the ports, but if we could jump on a cruise that went to nowhere, we might do that too, because
we would.
that's what it's all about. So
Yeah, we like doing the different things that they have in a day, the schedule that they offer. I mean, we've done bingo, we've done, go to the art show, and there's always something to do from early on tonight.
Yeah. I get frustrated because there's too much to do and I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like trying to pick and I'm like, it doesn't stress me out in a bad way, but I'm like, I don't know how to pick the best thing. And so the good news is usually within a week, especially on the week-long cruises, they'll tend to offer something more than once. So the good news is you don't have to feel like you're going to really miss out. But I'm like those people, I don't want to miss anything. And it is true. There's so much to do. It really is. And the fact that you only have to pack and unpack once, it's really, it's just
Right.
so nice. But something else I thought of, when you all were talking, and Josh, you mentioned that, if I want to go do one thing, then, then Taylor can do something else. But what's great is when you travel with a group, which I always think is a really fun way to go, then maybe Taylor and some of the group that don't want to do, go exploring can hang out together and do what they want to do. And then Josh can go off with whoever he wants to go. And poor Matt, what's Matt going to do?
I'm going to the spa.
There you go. See? So, but the group travel is great because you get these natural built-in groups to do whatever it is you want to do. And to me, it's always more fun to be in that group because it just, I don't know, it amplifies the experience and it gives you people to share it with. And that makes it really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still, I've gone off and explored the ports by myself before, but being in that group setting, you're completely right. It is, it's a different experience and something that is really great to be able to share with other people. And, I know when we did this first group cruise, we were kind of like wondering, like, hopefully everybody will be okay and not kind of strange. And it was great because we still, nobody was really strange, but we just kind of created these natural bonds with people who we had no idea who they were. And
they didn't know each other either.
Right. So it was great. And
now some of them are going on vacations together. Yeah. And, we're meeting up with some of them when they come down here to Florida and it's
pretty much exciting. All of them are going on this Alaska cruise with us.
They are. So we had such a good time on the first one.
Group cruise number 2 with this bunch that you saw in that picture. So that's kind of cool. And then some of them are bringing other people, and it's just hopefully going to grow, and we'll find things, cruises to do every year.
Absolutely.
Together.
Yeah. New destinations.
Yeah.
That's fun is, for your listeners, if you get excited about something, don't be selfish. Tell your friends or tell your families. And because that builds in even more fun because it is, I really do think the more the merrier when you're cruising really fits the theme because it just, like I said, you don't want to be selfish with a good time. You want to share that great opportunity and then be able to share in the experience because it just is even more fun and more rewarding. So I love it.
We talk about it all the time.
But it's also so great. It's great too to bring somebody that you don't want to spend the whole day with. See, that's like a little secret little thing. Like sometimes you have an older relative, you want to see them, you can go have dinner with them. It's lovely, have a nice dinner, maybe see a show, but that's it, and they can enjoy the ship without
be a part-time friend.
And that's a nice thing too. I like that. It's so large and Does that mean?
Are you trying to just run away from people on the ship, Adam? Or
I'm saying
some of them are big enough to do that.
I think he's talking about me.
Adam, have you been on the other side of that? Have you been that other party that people don't want to go with you?
My entire life.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, your pigeon, was it a pigeon? What was it that we did?
It was
It was a pigeon, essentially a pigeon.
I love it.
Yeah.
Something else we haven't mentioned, which is really important to know for your listeners that may not realize is we are a great family brand. And what is great about cruising when you have families, especially multi-generational family travel, what's great is Adam, to your point, you travel sometimes in a group. Not everybody is interested in doing the same things throughout the day. But what's cool about a multi-gen family or just a big family in general is we have amazing children's programs in our Adventure Ocean. We are a unique cruise brand because we actually start taking children at age 6 months with some special programming that we have. We call them Royal Babies. Then we have Royal Tots. And we go all the way from 6 months with limited programming all the way up through 17. And we have age-appropriate areas within Adventure Ocean that appeals to those different ages, because obviously what a 6-year-old wants to do and what a 15-year-old wants to do don't look the same. And so we really have great professionally trained counselors that work in Adventure Ocean. They have a 4-year degree or the equivalent internationally of what that would be, plus at least 3 years of experience in teaching and working with children. So these are really truly educated, trained people and professionals working with the kids in the program. And we have continued to innovate and change our programs and enhance them. So they're really engaging. And what we usually find, I love that shot. What we usually find the first day or two, if the kids have never cruised or they've never tried it, they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave their parents. We don't want to go. We don't want to go. But we get them once they get in the program and they try it. Sometimes it's hard to get them to leave and even want to be with you because they're having so much fun with the people, their other friends they meet on board. So we have great programs. And what I was going to say is, if you do a multi-gen family, everybody does their thing throughout the day. The kids are in the kids programs quite often. You're off doing excursions. It might look different depending on who wants to do what, but then you come together at mealtime. And it's really, really nice because then you can have this huge meal. Everybody can tell you what they did that day and you can come together. It works out so amazing. I cannot tell you that I truly don't think there is any better way to travel when you have a family or a multi-generational family than cruising. And anywhere. It can be anywhere in the world. It can be Europe. It can be Alaska, Caribbean. Doesn't matter. Cruising with families and multi-gen, the way to go.
You know, and something I'll add to that is that it's really saying something when even the kids don't want to go to eat dinner with their parents because they're having such a fantastic time in the kids club.
We've experienced that multiple times. I remember my grandma was panicking, looking for my cousin the one time, and there was a time change in our cruise, and that's kind of like he lost track of time. Yeah. But he was also in the teen club, and he was just like, "Oh, I was fine," and she was like running around looking for him, and he's like, "I was where I'm always at, in the teen club."
Yeah.
It's like, what, right? What's the big deal? But it really is. If you've never done it, you've got to try it because it's the best. It really is the best.
Adam and I actually on the last ship watched the kids had a puppet show.
Oh, just thinking about that.
And we were like,
a great puppet show.
It was unbelievable, and because they let the parents come, but we kind of, I guess. We just decided to go, but it was really entertaining. The kids loved it. It's really, really special.
It's cool because it's not just like we sit them down with a puzzle and say, have fun, right? We really engage them. We really, because of the programming and the way we've trained the people working in Adventure Ocean, it makes it that kind of interaction where it's truly engaging and an experience that, the kids never really forget. And so, talk about building your cruisers young. I'll tell you, at Royal Caribbean, we have a lot of kids that have grown up on the ships with their parents being cruise lovers from many years before, and then they follow suit. So, and we continue to grow. We're 52 years and counting. So we're in our 50s as a cruise line. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, my kids went, and now they're adults, and they love cruising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's another thing, when they get to an age where they don't have to even be in the, in the kids clubs, they're able to do whatever they want to do, and you don't have to worry, and there's just things for everybody.
It is. It's a great environment, and it just creates this opportunity to enjoy a vacation that's really unique. You don't get it on land. You don't get the same experience on land. There's an inclusiveness on a ship that gives you space, but it also creates this kind of common space to enjoy or come together much more naturally than a big resort on land or being in a hotel or maybe an Airbnb or something like that. Very different experience than what you have on a cruise.
Oh yeah.
So, Laurie, we're kind of coming up onto our hour here. It's been great having you. But before we kind of start making our way towards the end, I was wondering if maybe you wanted to touch on a little bit of Royal Caribbean's private island. So obviously the two cruises we've been talking about aren't going there because of their locations. But I believe that we may see some of those cruises sailing in this summer going to hit the private islands. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. So we've been very busy in the last couple of weeks, and we have made quite a few announcements. And we have the Adventure of the Seas that will be sailing out of Nassau, Bahamas, starting on June 12th. That's right, in about 2 months. And she has an absolutely phenomenal itinerary because she will do not 1, but 2 full days at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And I will tell you, okay, I could go crazy. First of all, I don't know if you all noticed, but we have Taylor. Don't change back yet because I'm going to talk about the picture here. The Taylor shirt. Have a look when we go back to showing all of us. But so, okay, Perfect Day is truly the most amazing private island, not because I'm saying it. It's been voted that. It is something that we built out with 2 separate kind of themes, and it's thrills. And you can see all the slides. Those are water slides. And there's the tallest water slide in North America, Daredevil's Peak, 135 feet tall. And that's one of 13 slides. And then we have the largest wave pool in the Caribbean. You can see it kind of in the lower right. We have a children's pool area. We have the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. And that, if you kind of look, I guess you would almost call it like north and a little bit west, you'll see this huge, what looks like almost like a lagoon pool. And that is the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. It has a kind of a beach entry on one side. It has a bar where you can swim up. On the other side, it has a bridge you can walk over, and tons of chairs, chaise lounges in the water, chairs and umbrellas all around. And if you notice in kind of the front, what would be south on the picture, there's a pier. And that pier allows up to 2 ships to come in at any time, which is huge. And the reason why, for everyone listening, is when you go to a private island with most cruise lines, you have to tender into the island. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of planning. And then at the end of the day, everybody's lined up to get back on the ship. Where with a pier, it's amazing because you just literally walk on and off the ship. And it's phenomenal. Now, you can also see the helium balloon there. It is a tethered helium balloon. It goes 450 feet into the air, weather permitting. Why is that? If it gets way too windy, we can't always go quite as high. But I've been on it multiple times, the full height. And you see how beautiful the water is, how pristine. You can see stingrays swimming in the water right from the balloon. No binoculars, nothing needed. You can snorkel. You can scuba dive off the island. And there are so many chairs, so many umbrellas, so many spaces. You'll never run out of a chair. It can hold up to 10,000 people. And the island isn't even fully developed yet. So it's really amazing. Now, it was shown in the other picture, and we don't have to go back. But just so you know, there's actually, okay, I love it. And thank you for doing that and indulging me. Because if you look at kind of the north side, you're going to see what looks like, well, it doesn't look like, it is floating cabanas. There's cabanas all throughout the island for rent. But this is a part of Cocoa Beach Club. And what's really cool about these cabanas, they're the only floating cabanas in the Bahamas. There's 20 of them. They can be rented for the day. They have concierge service. They are a part of Cocoa Beach Club, which has its own infinity pool on the beach. That's what that is. It's not an illusion. And it's you can see the club where it has the clubhouse restaurant with things like fresh lobster tails, steaks, and snacks throughout the day. And those overwater floating cabanas, there's 20 of those. And then there's another 10 right on the beach in Cocoa Beach Club. So we had just opened that right before we paused our sailing. So those are some great cabanas, but there's cabanas really throughout the island. And y'all, whether it's thrills you're looking for or chilling, you can have your fun at Perfect Day. Mm-hmm. I love it, love it. And one of the other things I love, don't miss out on the Shack Burger. So there's food stations all throughout the island. And there's a bunch of shacks that have the Shack Burger or the crispy chicken sandwich. Delicious. You must not miss it. I usually have more than one when we visit Perfect Day at Coco Cay. But y'all, this island is truly mind blowing. It's got something for everyone and the kids as well. And it's just, we thought of everything. Even if you have clients that have mobility issues, we actually have wheelchairs with the big sand wheels on them, so you can actually wheel around. There's a cart that takes you throughout the island if you're not a big walker. We've really thought of everything on this island. There's tons and tons of showers and bathrooms, and it's because it's all brand new and been redone. Absolutely brilliant. It's something that will, once you go, you're going to want to go back, which is why itinerary that starts in Nassau on the adventure with 2 days in Perfect Day, plus a full day in Cozumel, plus a day in Grand Bahama. It's really, really spectacular. I am telling you.
I've been on that island before the change, and then after. It's unbelievable. It's a completely different place. Really, they did such a nice job.
It looks amazing. And one thing that I want to add real quick is our friend Val. He had said that they relaxed to their heart's content, and the drink package also worked on the island. So if you had a drink package on the ship, that would also carry over. As well, which was really nice.
And that's a big differentiator. And also the Zoom, our fastest internet at sea that you all can attest really is that fast. It works on the island as well. Yeah. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a must not miss. Y'all, for your listeners, don't wait to cruise. We don't know when we're going to open up out of U.S. ports, but we know we're sailing out of the Bahamas starting June 12th. We're sailing out of Bermuda. For those folks that like Bermuda, we're sailing out of Bermuda starting the week after. And it's so exciting, and great Bermuda cruises, quite a bit of more days at sea, but it also stops at Perfect Day. So great options. You don't have to wait till we start up in the U.S. Let's go. Let's get them booked now.
Absolutely. It is a really great time. If you're thinking about it, sometimes people say, do a 2 or 3 day cruise. I always say just go right for 7 nights.
No, because you're going to be sad if you do a 3 or 4 night cruise and then you get off and it's going to be like, oh.
Well, I recommend that. I recommend that for people who've never cruised. That's always my suggestion. If you have never cruised
though, and we went on a 7 night and we wished it was longer than 7 nights.
I mean, for people who are reluctant, who are a little nervous.
Oh, I was nervous.
3 day out of Port Canaveral, go to the Bahamas, get the feel.
Pam, you know us now as we like to travel now. But before our first cruise in 2014, I wasn't too keen on leaving the U.S. in the first place, let alone getting on a ship that's in the middle of the water and I can't get off.
Me either. Adam convinced me, and my first cruise was a 3-night cruise. And I immediately booked another one, I think, before I got off the ship. And that was it. And we've been going ever since until 2020, which we had 3 cruises planned that had to all be canceled. So we had kind of a sad year. So we're ready to get back on the ships for sure.
Now, Laurie, just a quick question. If I want to book somebody into Bermuda, is there any criteria now from America traveling?
So there's a lot of things happening and it's changing all the time. Adam, I'm really glad you asked this. So the protocols and all the rules and everything is changing literally sometimes on a daily basis. So there are definitely, from Bermuda, there's definitely things that the Bermuda government requires. That's even evolving. So we are working very closely with the Bermuda government. And what we've made the commitment to is to letting all of our cruisers that are booked know 30 days in advance what is going to be expected of them. And so we will confirm those details because it's so fluid. If we told you now, it could look different in a week. And so there's definitely certain criteria. We will give everybody plenty of time and ample notice to adhere to whatever requirements there are to actually enter in the countries. I know with the Bahamas, there's certain things you have to do as well. But we are getting all the information collected. We will do all that legwork of telling the cruisers and letting you all know, because of course you represent your fabulous travelers, but we let you all know exactly what's needed and what's required. And we provide assistance or direction as needed to get there and do those things. And we're excited. And we, like I said, when we started the show, we cannot wait to welcome our guests back on board. For those that don't know, we've actually been sailing very successfully in Singapore, and some of our we're a part of a larger corporation, Royal Caribbean Group. Some of our European brands have been sailing very successfully as well for quite some time. And we will start our cruises out of Israel, out of the port of Haifa, only open to Israeli citizens living in Israel. So it's a little complicated. It's not open to everyone, but we'll start those in May. So, we're embracing cruising, but it's changing the rules, and what we have to do is changing all the time. And if you've been watching the news, it's every day there's a new story about what's happening and how things are evolving. So we're ready. We've been working on preparing to welcome our guests back. We cannot wait. The number one priority is the health and safety of our guests, our crew, and the places we visit. And we are 100% committed to delivering an amazing cruise, not just what you know and love, but even something better. And we're working to make sure that experience is seamless and flawless. So Adam, yes, there's going to be rules and things we're getting as we get closer. We'll confirm that to those guests that are booked. And of course, you are fabulous travel partners that are booking them.
I don't know where Pam went.
It's a long answer, wasn't it? Sorry.
No, that was okay. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, yeah. Anybody else have any last questions?
I don't think so. I think you
No?
covered everything.
We covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laurie, so much for coming on.
Yeah,
You're
Laurie,
welcome.
thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Well, I love it. I love to talk. I love cruising from my heart. It's just my passion. And I laughed and shared that with you all earlier. And this is not a sales pitch, y'all, but I do want to say, I think that for your listeners, I think there's a lot of pent up demand. There's a lot of people that have missed cruising. And just like you all have shared your passion and I've shared mine, there's many people that feel just like we do. Yeah. And I would encourage you all. I've had so many of my friends say, well, should we wait and see, or should we be booking right now?
Oh, and we're booking.
Honestly, yes. I would encourage people, this is the time. I think about supply and demand. It's a very simple concept. There's going to be not as much supply as we return. It's going to take a while for us to ramp up. And the demand is big and bold and strong because people have missed traveling. They call things like revenge vacation and revenge travel because of all, not just cruising, but in general, because we've all been locked up. So y'all, as you are listening, if you're thinking about traveling and you're thinking you might want to do this, I will tell you, do not wait. This is the time to reach out. And whether it's the group cruises that you all have planned or something that we didn't talk about in detail tonight that you want to do, this team is here to support and get you booked and get you traveling. And we have cruising with confidence. So if things were to change, you're able to cancel. We, of course, if we cancel, we take care with either a future cruise credit that has a greater value than what you spent, or you can always get the refund. So you can't lose by making that decision, and you only are going to win. And we cannot wait. We cannot wait to welcome you back. And that's how I'll say my thank you. We can't wait to welcome you back on Royal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can't wait to be back either. So
We cannot.
And we're ready. We're booking already. People are looking to cruise.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank goodness, because we can't wait to welcome them back. And we've been working hard to make sure we do it in a very safe and exciting and positive way. We absolutely cannot wait.
All right.
You all for all the support you provide us.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much. Thanks for being here, and thanks for everybody who was in the chat, watching, commenting. Again, super informative. I'm so excited. Just reiterating, this is the time. If you're thinking about it, this is the time to start booking, because it's very simple. As the supply goes down, the price is going to go up with such a demand. So if you're thinking about it, do it right now. Head on over to GoGoGetaways.com. You can send us an email. I could throw up a bunch of emails right now on the screen, but I won't be able to do that efficiently. So, Matt, I'm going to throw it over to you to end it.
Yeah, so we're back next week. We're bringing on agent of ours, Justin. We're going to play a lot of catch up. A lot of news over the last 2 weeks from a lot of different sources, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe to the Go Getaways YouTube channel. And now we're off to plan your next vacation.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.